So I found this secret cheat system in the Elder Scrolls Redguard, and as you can see here, I can fly in the game, and this is not a mod or anything. It's actually a cheat system that is in the game, at least in the GOG version, and I feel like nobody knows about it. I searched through the internet and couldn't find any information about it. Even the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages don't document it. They document something about cheats, but what they document are basically commands that are available to everybody. If you open the console with F12, you can enter a question mark or the commands command, and you will get a list of commands. And some of those commands help you manipulate the game, like spawning items and so on. And this is what the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages document as cheat system. But there's a real cheat system in there, because not every command is actually showing up if you type in the question mark. And you won't find it really easily in the game either, because in the game engine itself, it's an encrypted part. So the developers really did not want you to see those, which is weird to me, because some developer commands are available to everybody in this developer console, just not the cheat system. So maybe it was some part of the game that was meant to be exposed to players at some point in time, but then a lot of those cheats are meant for developers. It's really weird. Also, the names are quite interesting, because the names are often named after James Bond films. So that's quite cool. In this video, I want to give you a tour about the commands I found. Anyways, there's a link in the description leading to my documentation. I found this out while digging into the engine, finding things out, coding the formats and so on. So I have a lot more findings all available in the link. And I also have parsers to extract game files and everything. And yeah, the cheats. So you can again press F12, and then you get to the developer console. You can scroll here with the keys page up and page down. And you can, of course, use regular commands, but we'll go over the hidden commands. They are encrypted in the engine itself, as said, but not very, in a very sophisticated way. It's just a simple XOR. And each command is basically a state. It can be turned on or off. The most interesting, or one of the most interesting commands for me, because it led me to discovering this, is the Oracle command, which will list all the commands and their state if it's currently turned on. Notably, the task command, or the task cheat, is turned on by default. You can also save the state, if a cheat is turned on or off, to a so-called .cht file. And yeah, in there it will encode if the cheat is loaded or not. And on startup, the engine actually checks if this file is present. If it is present, it will load it. Furthermore, two of the cheats are actually not doing anything, and I confirmed this in the engine code. They're not used anywhere, and it's Never Say Die and Odd Job, both named after James Bond movies. Then there are some that I really could not get to work. For example, Node Marker. It would enable some pathfinding node display. It can also be toggled from the system.ini file. There's a debug section, but really I didn't play around with it too much. I guess if you turn on an ini file and use a cheat, there will be some effect, most likely having to do with AI navigation. This Moonraker, this I really don't have much information about it, but it does something while combat or moving, and changes something in the combat flow. And then there's animation, and this will also have a toggle in the system.ini file, and it will have something to do with how animations are played. There is task, and task is quite interesting because it can also be toggled in the system.ini file, but it's on by default. And this affects basically scripting behavior. So there's the soup scripting system, there's a file, and all the information gets loaded from all the scripts, and there are also map scripts and so on. But then there's also in the engine itself the high-level behavior of certain things, and this is a task system. And if you turn it off, which you can do here, and only the logic from the soup file is used. So now to the more interesting cheats, actually. we can use, as showed, there's Magic Carpet, which you can use to fly. There's also Goldfinger, which is essentially God mode. So Goldfinger. Now it's on. Oh, by the way, we can turn all cheats on and off by typing them. Typing them in will toggle them, but we can also set the state and explicitly by typing 1 or 0. I think I haven't mentioned it, but looking at the source code, it should also in theory be possible to not only enter them here, but also enter them in the game itself. But this did not really work for me. So like you should, during the gameplay, be able to enter Magic Carpet, enter, and then would enable it. Yeah, but that didn't work for me. So Goldfinger is God mode. You will never get any damage. There's also Dr. Evil, which will prevent death. So you will still get damage, but you won't be able to die. For me, the most interesting is actually Yeah Baby. Let's enable this really quick. Let's turn off Magic Carpet. Yes, we don't die. We did not die. What we can do with Yeah Baby is we can use the page up and page down keys now. And with page up, we can basically go higher. And let's try to not die here. If we go up somewhere, I'm not. Anyways, with page down, we can clip into things. So we can go down here. Maybe let's go into here again, enable Magic Carpet. Let's go on top of this house. We can basically use this to change our height. So page up key will change our position higher, and page down will change it to lower. Which means we can clip into things. And die if we don't have the health cheats on. But yeah, you can use it to clip in. There is no real no-clip thing. So from what I found so far, so there isn't really no-clip cheat, but generally collision with meshes and ground collision is turned off while you press page up or page down. So this might help you clip into somewhere. And yeah, this is it essentially. So very helpful. Yeah, baby. Going up and down, clipping into things. Magic Carpet, basically jumping without going down again. So whenever you jump, you don't go down. Basically means there's no gravity. Dr. Evil, you won't die, but you can get damage, and Goldfinger is you can't get damage. Anyways, more information is in the description. Thanks a lot. Bye.